Whoa, we're going to start the day off with a $714 30-inch fan. I don't think so. Don't worry, that's not what we're here for. We're here to spend a day on flat rate. I'm Jimmy. We're about to make it work today. I'm going to take you to work with me, fixing cars. Classics, monster trucks, oil changes, flat repairs, engine rebuilds, whatever it takes. Just here getting the shop open up. Someone actually beat me here this morning. I only got here a few minutes late, so they're just really motivated today because it's Friday for us. I don't know when you're watching this video, but we're someone forgot an intake manifold? I don't understand. Beautiful day this morning. Hope it's nice where you're at. Summer is upon us. Let's not horse around too much today. Let's go ahead and get this place open up, see what we can do to keep the world moving, learn something, have some fun, and make it a productive day. Stay tuned. Oh, you know it's time for some jump start action. This old Ford, she's getting a little tired. Battery keeps on dying, doesn't understand why. Wants us to find out why. So, customer states, you have to jump start the battery and then the car dies. That tells me it's probably not charging, but we're gonna see. Let's hop inside. Oh, the jump box is going, hey man, I barely see a battery. Are you sure it's connected to something? I'm just gonna put this under here for safekeeping. Put the boost on. I probably shouldn't boost it yet, but takes a second to unlock them. Oh, it's not even locked. Okay. Towed in last night and left unlocked. I know. It's probably gonna die if the jump box shuts off, I guess, but we'll see. They were gonna give it to Joe because Joe has less hours than I do. And he's like, no, I'm setting up my new toolbox. So cool, I get to break 40 hours this week. Uh-oh. None of the windows work. Door locks don't work. That's sketch. Oh. No dome lights? The engine's still running. Maybe it's not. The tach is on 1,000, but I don't hear the engine. Yeah, it shut off. Okay, that's why. That was so weird. I'm like, how did everything automatically not work? So yeah, let's put the charger on it. I'll let the battery charge 10 or 15 minutes. And we'll take a look at the alternator and charging system on this thing. Someone's done a tune-up, got AutoZone coils in it, got a new compressor. They're fixing this thing up. This is going to be nice when it's done. Oh, that's a new alternator down there. Probably not easy to see, huh? But it looks new. Someone's been doing a lot of work on this thing. We may have to get into wiring and main fuses and things like that. Especially if someone put an alternator in it and didn't put the wiring harness back where it goes. These aren't easy to change. I think you got to take the axle out if I remember correctly. But, alright, let's get it charging. And then I'll lift it up while it's charging if I can. I think the cables are long enough to see if we can see underneath. Or I can do it in the other order, where I look around underneath, just get a visual inspection, let it down, or put it on charge for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back. It's probably a good parking space, I guess. In front of the open gate, in between all the parking spaces in the shop. It's definitely got a new alternator in it. Cover's back on, the wires are all put back in place too. Huh. Alright. Let's see, I'm gonna look up how this thing, if it's computer controlled 100% or partially or what. And then we'll test some stuff. I think I can get to the wiring connectors and stuff back here. This is a system, like I thought, that without PCM input, the alternator on its own charges at 13.5 volts, has an internal regulator and PCM control. So our job is going to be to make sure the main cable is connected to the alternator. We have full battery voltage and no voltage drop on that wire. And then there's 12 volts from a fuse It's called F1.18 fuse 18 and number 1 fuse panel. If that has voltage too, it's going to have a bad alternator. And there are some controls you can look at. There's 2 more wires that the PCM uses to control the alternator and to monitor what the alternator is doing with it. There's 12 volt square wave. If we're getting in the weeds with that, that's probably not the case, but very rarely a PCM could be telling the alternator not to charge. The test for that's pretty easy. You disconnect the secondary connector on the alternator. If it charges at 13.5 volts, the PCM is keeping it from charging. Scan data would probably tell us that if we need to. But for now, I'm looking for my 12 volts and stuff, see if it's capable of charging. I can see it. That's cool. I can flashlight with the left. I can poke with the right. I'm actually going under the rubber boot. I'm not really poking anything. Oh, you know what though? I have to go up and charge the alternator a little bit. It's not reading any voltage. Let's go up. Put the alternator on charge. Put the battery on charge. Get a little bit of voltage in it for sure. And then we'll do this test. Because right now the battery is so dead, it's going to make all my tests look bad. Alright, we got the charger. I couldn't find it. It took a while, but we found it. We got the charger on. Put a little life in this battery. It's doing an old soft start tango. It's been doing it a minute or two too, which is weird. Usually it'll start to recover real quick. I wonder if it has a battery that's bad, that's causing other weird issues. I've seen that before, but it's rare. If it stays on soft start more than a few more minutes, I'm going to throw a battery in it for testing. I asked for a battery for testing, and told them it was probably an alternator, but I got to test it. It's needless to say, they said, the battery and alternator on the way. I said, okay. So, good thing, with the ignition on, I got 12 volts at the main cable, so I think we're gonna go. We're gonna send it, see what happens. Shotgun. It's really not funny, but I'm sure that's where we were headed anyway. I sure would like to have done some more testing, but apparently not up to me. New shirt on the way. Battery's on the way too, so. Oh, wait a second. Don't need it.
Hey, Jimmy, look. Jimmy, look, behind the black car. Oh,
behind what black?
Baby. I like that color too.
Rapid blue.
Oh, black wheels or blue wheels or something. Those silver looks weird.
I have a tool for that. There it is. Make it a little easier. Oh look, I got a chainsaw. The gear wrench guy. Started off like $500 and something, but we ended up at $4.99, and I got a 8 amp battery with it too.
Who's waiting on Alternator? Is that you?
Yeah. New battery was put on the floor by the parts delivery person sideways, so I had to wipe off all the battery acid and stuff. That's alright, don't let it deter you. Just keep trucking, man, that's all. Keep on trucking. I'm gonna get this buttoned up, other than the negative. Oh, that's why it wasn't tightened up. There's no nut on the bottom. Okay. My work here is done. Alternator. Now that I was finally able to get it up, we're going to pop this wheel off. I believe the alternator comes out this wheel well area. It only pays like 1.4, so it should be easy, right? I hope so. Really not in the mood to struggle today, again. So, I don't know why I can never sell shots or scraps. Not from a lack of trying. Anyway, man, I sure hope it fits out of here. I'm not seeing it, but they say it does. Maybe, I guess maybe it will take the plastic shield out of the way. Maybe it does come out. She says, oh no, the alternator wasn't replaced. I'm like, okay. She said, because I asked him. He said, no, I told her that you may have a bad alternator. We need to test a little further. It looks like it was just replaced. She said, oh no, just put an alternator in and it hasn't been replaced. I'm like, okay. If you insist. Was at another shop. They left the oil cap off and the customer drove it till the oil light came on. Doesn't sound good. He got his oil changed before he went on vacation so he would have no trouble. Hard to find good help nowadays. Something interesting, if you look at that nut real close, looks like someone tightened it with pliers or something. It's kind of strange. Don't worry, we're gonna get it. It was tight, so that's good. See how chewed up it is? No, I can't explain it. I just hope my new alternator came with new nuts. And I dropped the, oh, where there's, you know, I like to hate to leave hardware on the floor. Found it. I threw it in my magnetic tray. It bounced out on the floor. That's how the week's been going. That's how the day's been going. But we're gonna muscle through it. Just gotta keep rowing. It's getting harder and harder though as the days pass by. Off. I gotta get some of these push pins, and then this little push pin here holds this plastic shield on, and the push pins for the wiring harness. I gotta loosen the serpentine belt, which should be, oh, look how sloppy that looks. We'll get a sloppy 3/8 ratchet in there and see how that goes. One of the 15s holds the plastic shield on too. I didn't know that. This 15 under here. See it? That holds the shield on too. Once that's out, the plastic's out of the way. Should be 3 bolts. I think you got to pull the studs out because you can't slide it off the studs. So you got to unscrew the studs. It even says that you can put bolts back in if you're so inclined. But I don't know why I would buy hardware, put it back the way I took it apart. That's my preference if it was up to me. I don't know why I feel compelled to finish getting the shield off first. That's what I'm going to do. 15 millimeter. See what the quarter drive ratchet can do it. See how tight the last guy tightened it. I mean the factory, because this is original. Not too bad. Is it on top too? These sons of guns. You definitely don't want that plastic shield to go anywhere, huh? I can't even see the top bolt, but I wonder if my socket can find it. You guys can't see it either, can you? Nope, I bet you can't. I can't reach it either, so. You guys see the top bolt? Let me send you in there. You see it? No? It's up there somewhere. Maybe an extension and a swivelly. Medium length extension should be good, I think, but it might be too long. Jeez Louise, I got this one tight. Bye-bye now. Gravity check. I should have one more nut to get off. And then the alternator's out. This doesn't really even fit out of there. How am I going to fit the alternator out? Got my ratchet kind of in there, but not all the way yet. Can't hardly see it in there, but there's a good, it's about 3/4 of an inch to just barely squeeze a ratchet in the tensioner, but I can't see it from the top at all. You can't get a pry bar in there either to pop the ratchet into the tensioner, I guess. Oh, there it comes. Something's happening. I'll need that to get it back out, I guess. Huh. The tensioner's got some chutzpah too, so take it off the alternator side since that's the part I'm changing. Watch your fingers on the subframe though, because right where you have to, right where I've got the ratchet position, the subframe wants to get you. Kind of like J-Lo. Subframe's gonna get you, something like that. Now I gotta figure out what size these studs are. 1/4 inch, okay. 6 didn't fit, too small, and 7 was too big. Apparently 1/4 inch is in between those two sizes. There's one nut and one stud I'll get last after I get these two studs out of my way. I wish I can get the plastic shield out of there. It'd give me quite a bit more room if I could. Oh, that's probably a factor. There's oil dripping out of the alternator. Hey, it makes me feel a little better about the direction we're headed. I'm going to get a swivelly and extension. That upper stud is kind of buried in there. Why the alternator's in the middle of my cart, I don't know, but the problem is when you can't move the, when I can't pull a plastic shield out of there easily, that stud's way up top there, you see it? Right next to the plastic shield. And I gotta push back as far as I can. I mean, if I took the axle out, it would make it a lot easier, but the axle pays more labor than the alternator, and you guys know how I feel about wasted time and not being correct in the flat rate guide. If they want you to take the axle out, it wouldn't be 1.4 hours. Or maybe they just go, it just takes you a few minutes, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is it adds up over the course of a week. It only takes you a few minutes, it only takes you a few minutes, it only takes you a few minutes. At the end of the week, it's 3 hours you work for free. Nope, not doing it. I'm gonna get that plastic shield out of my way a little better. Something like that. I just want to nudge it out of the way a little better. Oh my goodness. Oh, it moved. Okay. That's all right. You turn off the camera a second, it comes right out. I don't know if you knew that. It says in the labor guide too. It says turn off the camera, it'll be a lot easier. Okay, I'm not gonna argue. All that's left now is that bolt down there at the bottom. And the alternator practically falls out after that. I don't see where it comes out myself. I'm guessing they really want you to take the axle out, probably. What do you think? So last of my big nuts. The rest are just little nuts I gotta get out of there. Well, actually a stud. The way the alternator fell, something tells me it's gonna come out. Oh, this isn't bolted in from when the alternator was put in. That's funny. But it wasn't changed though, so. I already got a battery and put it in.
Oh, we have one in stock?
That might be the one I put up by Ryan's desk.
Oh, this is the old one, okay.
It's the same exact battery. I don't know, we got a die-hard from the parts store, I guess?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
It's not going to fit out of there. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but something tells me the repair procedure is not 100% accurate. It never mentions anything else. It says just to remove the alternator now. It's close. Let's see if they took the tie rod end off. No. They took the brake line bracket off. I know that because I didn't take the bolt out of that. So moving the brake line seems to have done something good. Something's happening. Yay! Bet you I could fit the plastic shield out now too, but I got to put it back in first anyway. All right, now I think it was like this. I'm telling you, I gotta keep the complaining up. Things go a lot easier that way. Can't see anything, just kind of hunting around for it. Definitely don't want to start this with a power tool if I can avoid it. Might not have an option, doesn't feel like. I thought it was going to thread right in, and you're going to be like, wow, he got that right in there. He's talented. That's not what happened, but we're going to get it. I'm going to get on this tire, make myself taller. I can feel the area it goes into up there. Shouldn't be terribly hard, right? I mean, you know. You can't get both arms in here with the tire ends and stuff in your way. Something's happening. Oh yeah. I'm not trying to brag, I'm just saying it went in, that's all. Feel kind of like the New York Knicks now. Nothing can stop us. I just want my tool back, that's all. Not but a thing. This last one, I gotta sneak under the plastic shield, and it's the only one that the plastic shield doesn't attach to, so it's just what it is. Oh, that one's bent a little bit or something. Huh. Oh, come on. You really gonna fall off my extension? It's like 4-year-old gear wrench tools, man. They're not even worn out yet. Shouldn't be falling off.
It's not leaking the top. So like when I pulled the hood, that oil cap was there and everything, and there's no oil on top of the engine. It's just all on the bottom. So I'm assuming the smoke was coming from the white pipe.
Better get ready for a $10,000. It's gonna be
More than likely going to end up being broken. I need to run a compression check first just to make sure everything is.
He's waiting at the hotel, so he's hoping to drive it home tonight.
It beats gotta drive home, you might want to send them over to OK Cars. OK Cars with the Z.
I hear that they have some excellent rides over there. Why? That is so strange. I hope nothing's bound up top or... Okay, it just slid off the stud, I guess. Alright. There it goes. Start tightening these bolts back up. We'll get the belt on there. Whew. Okay. I think I got 3 hours for the day. It's a little after 12. That's alright. That's alright. We'll at least break 45 this week. We're not getting struts and stuff to do like those. Someday we will. I'm going to keep hope alive and keep on trying. Got it. Belt's back on. Got my ratchet back and everything. Well, battery cable, connector, all my push pins are back. We had a good time with it. Gotta get this wheel on here. Check the charging.
Got a half hour, Jimmy. Let's go eat lunch.
If I can't afford to buy lunch, it doesn't really matter. Before we wash up, we're going to connect this here new battery. It looks the same, I know. They even brought me back the core. They said, here's the battery you ordered. I said, that's the old one. You might have heard that. I don't know if it came up in the video or not. Let's fire it up. See what we got. She's a charging. Oh, you don't believe me? Alright, I'll come closer. Shotgun Auto Services at your services. All we need now is some cheese and crackers with that wine. And we got a party. All the tools go back before the car gets pulled out. There's a place for everything. Everything in its place. Can't think of any other expressions now. I'm gonna take this thing for a road test. Didn't pay very well, but it's done. And it's another 2.5 hours in the books. Almost forgot. Hold it back in the alignment rack. So I can get a bolt in there. I didn't take it out, so I almost forgot about it. And I took a quick road test, and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't put a bolt in there. I can't leave it like that. Ta-da! Now it's done. When someone says cream puff, this is a car that pops in their head. 2009 Toyota Corolla. Something like that. Got a suspension.
Yeah, no, just now when I had Ryan.
Got a suspension noise.
Figured out
I think it was somewhere to open it. I don't know why I'm even opening it except I got to do an inspection. It's only got 107,000 miles or something like that on it, I think. Mucho gusto! 102,688. Yeah, that's nice. Pretty clean car. It's in good shape. We're going to find out what the mechanical condition is. I can hear some weird noises in the parking lot. I'm not sure if that's the noise they're talking about. But we'll do a visual inspection and see if something steps out at us. That's the transmission from the Chevy Impala. Customer called back and said, man, it hasn't shifted this good in a long time. I said, so you just bought it? Yeah, hasn't shifted this good in a month. Anyway, that's beside the point. Looks like this car has new tires on it. I'm gonna guess lower control arm radial bushings. I'm hearing all this commotion and everything. Ambulances and fire trucks and police cars. I don't know if someone passed out or had an event, but I don't see any body damage on any of those cars. I hope they're all right. Maybe something happened to them. It's kind of scary.
You think something happened?
Nothing. I'll see it. Someone got a scratch bumper maybe, but nothing that you need an ambulance for, unless someone passed out or something. Uh-oh, maybe that's what I'm hearing. I'm not clicking that bad, but clicking a little. The radial bushings are really starting to rot and crack a little, but they're not completely separated yet. What happens on these, they'll separate, and the arm does that, and the wheel can move, because that bushing holds the arm from moving in every direction. Once that circular bushing starts tearing, it's not able to hold it like it should. But this axle's bad. I'm thinking that must have been the weird noise I was hearing. It doesn't give you the full on and clack, 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 clack that a bad axle will give you. So, well, this guy in the GMC Canyon came back. He's got a diesel. He was yelling and screaming at him. The oil change was 120 bucks. Like, well, it holds like 10 quarts of oil or something. So, just the oil is 120 bucks. It's actually pretty cheap if you think about it. All right. It's the only thing I can see. The car's actually in really good shape. Someone's done tires, front brakes. The boots and the bump stops and the shocks are blown out too, so I'm gonna at least mention that. That's up to them, not a emergency thing, but yeah. See if anything comes of this car. Made it short about it. Joe's working on this one. He drove it in the shop. Customer said, I got my oil changed 2 days ago, and I think they left the oil cap off or something because it's got oil leaks and it doesn't run right. So he towed it in. Joe drove it in on a hybrid system, and it sounds like the engine's running weird, but what's actually happening is the hybrid system is turning the engine, and no one's home. He's checking compression. It had no compression on 6 cylinders so far, so put a borescope camera in the valve cover. The valves aren't moving, so timing chain broke or something. 220,000 miles, so needs an engine, and it'll be fixed. That's going to be expensive. I just realized this one's going through an extended warranty company, so it may be a few minutes before we hear from them about it. I'm going to pull it out and put it in the grass where it'll have some company. Well, let me walk you over here a little, get a better view. We got some brake shoes, the correct ones supposedly, because I googled it myself. I said the 1 3/4 wide ones are the correct shoes. That's about the 5th or 6th fire engine going by today. Man, there's got to be a bad accident on the way home. Gonna have to stay for an extra adult beverage tonight because it's getting late in the day, and that's still gonna be blocking me. All right, let's get the feng shui funging and see if we can get something productive. See if we can get something productive done today. I'm gonna take this shoe off. Usually you can press them off like this, but not always. Sometimes you got to adjust it because if you look at the pliers, one's high and one's low. So sometimes you get sad if you don't face it the right way or whatever. The washer is trying to get in my way. That's what's happening. If I can get this done, it's an extra 2 hours on the week. Only about 45 minutes left in the day though, so let's see. Oh, just explained it and then I did it the wrong way. See? I should watch my own videos and learn stuff. Another thing you can do is get a screwdriver in here. Try not to stab yourself if you can avoid it. And sometimes, since I know I can't avoid it, I'll just stab myself, get it over with, and then I can go on and everything comes apart after that. That's not really true, I was just kidding. I did drill this out too, by the way, because the pin wouldn't fit in the shoe. Not because it was the wrong shoe or anything, just because the hole wasn't drilled to the correct diameter by the little kid that made it. I'm assuming there's some child labor involved. I'm not sure. Could just be negative speculation. See if this one fits. Yeah, that one's a little better. Still not. See how it doesn't bottom out on the shoe? Still a gap there. Just rocks back and forth and doesn't go all the way down. Now if you force it, it'll be tight. The problem is these holes are punched. So there's a little ridge where it punches and cuts, but it hasn't cleaned it up. So I'm going to get my drill bit. I just use a step drill, and you get to the right size hole and just like not even a 16th of the way, 16th of an inch in, 20 thousandths or so, 40 thousandths, and the pin will fit right in. Now this is a unit bit. I want to say I got it on the Snap-on truck, but it doesn't say Snap-on on it. In any event, I broke the tip off, or it just got dull or something, I want to say. I don't remember, but anyway, I haven't been able to use it, except if there's already a hole I want to make bigger, it's great. That's all I got to take out. See that ridge in there? It should fit. I'm bragging too soon probably, but yeah, that's it. Now it's bottomed out. I can see the shoulder of that stud there. That's all I want. Now it should go together swimmingly. I'm trying to also reuse this hardware since I took it out of the kit we're going to be using, and it's not quite right. Let's straighten it up. We'll be good. I'm sure Snap-on or somebody's got a specialty tool for this, but if all these parts were brand new, it goes right together. It's easy. I'm struggling a little bit because everything's tweaked out a little. Plus, I like to struggle a little bit anyway. I embrace it instead of stopping it from happening. I just kind of embrace it. It's not up to me. I'm trying not to squish my fingers and stuff too. Whoa, Fast and Furious motorbike guy. He's lane splitting on his way to an accident with tons of police. Cool. Don't worry, that won't do nothing. Oh my goodness. Come on now. There you go. Something happened. There it is, I think. It's absolutely kicking my butt. I thought I was going to have this side back together, but no, there it is. All right. Now, I don't crush them all the way together, so if you have to work on the brakes again, you can get it apart. But everything's nice and free. You don't want this all bound up, because the parking brake lever will kind of hold the shoes dragging a little bit. But speaking of silly stuff, a friend of mine was at Bass Pro Shops while someone was robbing the place, putting stuff in their shirt and stuff and just walking out. And he was kind of friendly with the employee, and he said, "Aren't you going to say something to that guy?" He said, "There's nothing I can do. We're not allowed to stop." And I'm like, doesn't that encourage him to steal more stuff? He's like, "Yeah, don't waste your breath." I'm like, okay. So if you want anything and you don't really feel like paying for it, go to Bass Pro Shops so you can help yourself. Apparently they don't care if you take stuff for free. I've been paying all this time. This just seems silly now. Now, what happened? Oh, there it is. If you saw me trying to get these really wide shoes on, the pins didn't reach. They needed to be quite a bit longer. But with these shoes, it should be perfect because that's the ones they're made for. Now, some drum brakes you can put both shoes on together, but these have the, where is it? The lever, not like a GM where that spring's a little flatter going across the self-adjuster, and that's what this is. This is a lever for the self-adjuster. When you back up and the shoes rock the other way, this pushes on the adjuster. If there's play in the drum and the shoe, it'll click the adjuster one time every time you back up and hit the brakes. And you can adjust them also with a tool through the slot in the back here. You don't want them to drag too much, but you want them just barely touch. When you're turning the wheel on the lift, you'll hear when they're starting to touch. If it gets to where the wheel stops, it's too tight. Then you have to use something to push this away from the wheel and turn it the other direction. One side spins one way, one the other. It's a little tricky, but it's not so bad once you figure all that stuff out over the years. So anyway, what I was getting to is on this system, I put one shoe on at a time because there's too much stuff to fumble around with otherwise. Now that pin fits out nice. I got to stack 2 spring cups and a spring on it. The guy with the Cadillac Joe's working on is not going to fix it. It's $15,000 for an engine, and you're supposedly on national back order. 6.2 liter GM. So I looked it up, and they have a recall of like 1 million trucks. And supposedly the engines they're putting in them are failing too. Go out and get yourself a $100,000 Cadillac Escalade, ladies and gentlemen. You probably won't regret it. Probably. Here's the shoe. Difference in the shoes. I really wanted to use these, but guess what? It's not up to me. This one goes backwards because it's going to hold the spring from the back. Some vehicles you leave that off. It only has one on one side. Jay sold an evaporator on a 740 BMW. It pays 26 hours labor. And he said, I don't want to do it. You can do it. I said, I don't want to do it either. So we'll see what happens with that one next week. She's coming back next week for an evaporator in a 740i BMW. And it is, ow. That freaking hurt. Metal in the shoes. Those BMWs, like Mercedes, are an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I mean, horrifying to do. You've seen me do some pretty crazy evaporators. If I end up stuck doing that BMW, which I'm going to do everything I can short of quitting to not do it, because I'm tired of doing all the work no one wants to do. Just on principle, I don't want to do it. Plus the fact that it pays 26 hours and it'll take 25, 26 hours to do. It's going to take 3 days. Easy 3 days. Anyway, we'll see. It's going to be, if I do end up doing it, you will see the most absolutely ridiculous auto repairs you've seen on YouTube. That Lexus the other day, that was nothing. The thing that concerns me too is that has a front and rear evaporator, even though it's a sedan. So I don't know if we know whether the back one's leaking or not or what. So we'll see. That's what we're going to do. We're going to worry about it if we have to worry about it. I guess I'm a little late to the party because I'm just now realizing something. Anyone who's done some drum brakes knows. This spring goes on here. Grabs on the top of here, and the self-adjuster cable goes around a little bracket that the spring goes through, and it goes up to here. See what it looks like. Some lady just came and emptied her stuff out of this Jeep that's been here for a while. I wonder if they brought us the title to that, or is that a Jeep? Oh, it's a Ford Escape. This is what the adjuster cable and a bracket look like. It's missing from the other side. It's a little late to realize it now. Got more parts to wait for, but that's readily available. I think it's the same as GM, Ford. They're all the same hardware. I'll have to have them get me out for this side. That's all right. Don't worry. We're going to be fine. So normally what I like to do is you put that cable on here, and I'll put this spring on, and then this spring with the guide, and then I'll put the spring in this lever, and then I'll use this to grab the lever and lift it up and hook the cable to it. But that's not going to happen tonight like I was hoping. So, but I will get the wheel cylinder and shoes on the other side at least. That's why I like this first spring on first, so that this isn't kind of rubbing on the cable like that was. But that's just the way I was taught when I was a kid, to do that spring first so that this one's spaced out away from the cable a little bit. That's the little bracket, that's the little cable. I'm going to take this up to him so he can get me one for the other side. And when you try getting these clips off, sometimes they'll keep spinning. So I'll take my trusty channel locks, put them behind here. Now, new shoes. See if this one does the same thing as the other one. It does. Because of that washer, is the ridge, the shoulder of that pivot is too large for the hole. And it happens on all these shoes. I think they're made real cheap. Maximum profit, minimum quality. This one was a little worse. I made that ridge a little bigger. But as long as it fits without binding, good to go. That's what it's supposed to be. You get paid an extra 20 bucks for remachining your junk. I mean your shoes. I meant to call them shoes. This side wasn't all tweaked. A little bit easier. I'm going to get that wheel cylinder swapped out first. It might not look like it's leaking at first glance. Watch your head. This is what we call in the business no good. It has served its life, its useful purpose. That's it. Two of those. A little bit of grease on the threads, a little bit of grease on the cap. You don't have to grease the part that contacts the shoe, unless it makes you feel better. I won't tell you you can't. find it easier to hook the spring first and the cable second, but some people do it the other way around. You can see the lever moving. You probably can't hear it clicking, but it's a real subtle click. And that's on me. I didn't put this in there, but that's how it goes, baby. You know what I'm saying? We put this side in first because it's deeper. And I might be able to get it together. There you go. This slot on this side is about that long, and the one on this side is about 1/4 inch. So that's as far as this is going until I get the adjuster for the other side. See how loose that is? Don't want any of that. You can also take side cutters and use them gently. Only if you have very sensitive fingers. Until I get all the play out of there. Now too, you can also see that this drum, this is like twice as thick as it was on the other one, and the self-adjuster was out like that. So the drums were really shot. You see how that's rubbing on the shoes? We're good, but after I've worked the brakes a bit, I'll have to check the wheel again. Sometimes the shoes will kind of settle and you get a little more of a gap than you thought you had. Not always, but sometimes. Well, that's it. We're getting ready to close up. We'll finish this brake job when they get me those other parts I didn't know I needed until 20 minutes ago. Those are more readily available, like I said. So, in any event, hope you enjoyed today's video and this week's videos. I certainly enjoyed your company. Another unusual week, but I got a lot done. I think I'm close to 50 hours, believe it or not. Did a lot of sitting around, but I had a few good tickets. The transmission job was my best ticket of the week. I thought it was going to be take a little longer, but we're not good. Anyway, that's a long way of saying thanks. And click the like button before you leave if you got something from this video. Subscribe if you're new and you just found the channel. I appreciate that. And more than anything, hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope I see another video, because you're awesome.